Hey folks, Mike Brenner here. Thank you for joining me. This is the third installment of playing lap steel with the hand levers. I'm playing a rail from Industrial Guitars, and Chris Falk had installed these Duesenberg hand levers. Everything's kind of set up in a fairly standard fashion. This is open D tuning, D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. And the hand levers are set up so the A lever, what I call the A lever, the one farthest from my body, is raising the second string, the A, to a B. And the B lever, the one closest to my body, is raising the F sharp, the third string, to a G. Okay? Let's just hit real quickly kind of a pedal steely kind of lick. It starts off in the closed position of G at the 12th fret. One more time. Okay, I'm starting off in the closed position, what I call with the levers down. And I'm doing a little sort of country lick. And then I'm getting off the levers totally. That's open D at the 12th fret. And I'm going to slide to closed D at the 7th fret. Right, I'm doing it in a way that you don't really hear the levers kick in. The next move is the same lick at the 10th fret. That's an F. And this time we're going to slide down to the C at the 5th fret, but we're not going to get off our B lever. And then we'll drag that A lever in as we get to the 5th fret. So both moves are very similar, except the first pass we're doing that D to D move, and the second pass we're sliding with the B lever depressed. Yeah. Okay. Here's the full lick one more time. Okay. Some concepts to work with to enable you to just fill your songs with these types of transitions and licks. One thing that pedal steel does really well is it has so many different voicings of chords all over the neck. I'm going to focus initially on just two voicings that we have. Once again, the closed and open voicings. Closed being levers down, open being levers off. So if you can kind of identify where your two main voicings are per chord, you can kind of be a little bit more creative with backing up singers or playing little licks in between. If we start open G at 5, we're going to slide to 12 and put the levers in as we get to 12. Right? And back. So the back move is I'm starting with the levers down and letting them up as we hit 5, right? So those are all both G chords, but with two different voicings. You can go back and forth. It might be cool is if you do your 4 chord right there. There's my 4 chord, C. C closed at 5th fret, and you can slide that up to the 10th fret for an open position. And back and forth. And if we want a 5 chord, our D is at the 7th fret closed and open at the 12th. And back to G open at 5 and 12. So you can think up a little ditty or in any different key and try to do those transitions between your two major chord voicings, say like 2 beats per chord voicing, and then switch and then go to the next chord. I have been experimenting with a third voicing. It's kind of a partial voicing, but I think it's kind of useful. If we're starting on G again, open at the 5th fret, and really, let's just take a look at the top 2 strings. If you slide up, and this employs a slant, which dobro players will probably find very familiar. If you're not a dobro player, there's lots of dobro videos and literature to key you into how to approach using slants, but I'm going to move through that pretty quick. You want your bar to be slanted so that the bar is hitting the top string at the 9th fret and the 2nd string at the 8th fret, but using your A lever at the same time. So if I slid up to this slant, it would sound like this. And back, I'm taking the lever off. So lever in, oops, lever off. So you could do a bunch of different things. But the cool thing about this slant is, and the lever being in, is if you take the lever off, you get a flat 7 lick. And you could move to the 4 chord, the C open, at the 10th fret. So it kind of sound like this. Nice 1-1-7-4 transition. Or you could go up to the 2nd chord voicing. Right? Closed at 12. And you can do that on any chord. If you started at the open A at the 7th fret, the slant would be 11 and 10, and closed position would be at 14. So there's 3 different positions that you can kind of move back and forth to as the song's chords move forward with their form. So you don't always have to go to those 1 or 2. You have that kind of in-between 3rd step. And there you go. So that's some sort of pedal steel type techniques. I thought up this little kind of fiddle type tune as an exercise, and it kind of stuck with me. I'm going to close this lesson with this. The essential idea here is that I'm hammering on 2nd string and then using the A lever. The song sort of has 2 different sections, but I'm doing that both in both sections, and in this way I get kind of 3 notes for one attack. The first section goes and then the second section goes, so the whole kind of tune goes like this. So kind of a novel way to use the bar and the lever in one phrase. Another hammer on. And then the second phrase uses the low D. So see if you can work with that. I'm going to get back to the workshop and see if I can deliver a fourth installment sometime in the future. But for now, thank you very much for checking in. My name's Mike Brenner and playing an industrial guitar lap steel with some Duesenberg hand levers. And thanks for joining me.